Hello and welcome to a product review, and today we're going to review a new camera, the EOS M6. And this is a new camera for me. I did have the 700D, which I traded in, and I got a really good deal compared to the price for this one. And I also got this, which is the Canon, where is it? The lens, which is the 11 to 22, the wide angle. Obviously this is the ef-stm, M being mirrorless. So these do not fit to the 700D and vice versa. So that means I've had to sell my two lenses as well. I had the 1855 and the 1018, and I could have used them with this new camera had they fitted, but they don't. This was nearly £395 just for that lens, which is a ridiculous price. It's actually nearly as much money to buy that as it is to buy the camera itself, which I don't know how they justify that sort of price, but they do. People pay it, obviously, because I just bought one. But I did get a good deal. I did get a good deal on my old one. I got nearly £300 for the camera and the lenses, which probably cost me a load more than that, but on trading value, then it was worth it. Now what we're going to do is going to go over to this camera over here, and we're going to open the box. So we've got some leaflets. There's another leaflet, which is the safety precautions, and then there's the manual, which is the EOS manual, getting started. Now not all of that is English, obviously, because there's about 20 different languages, so yeah, luckily English is the first one on the list there. Right, so it says here, thank you for choosing Canon. Well, yes, I'll reserve judgment on that until later. So let's have a little look. So we got the mains plug for the charger, and of course these batteries, the ones on this camera, hang on, let's get that. So the ones on this camera don't actually fit. They're not the same size as the old camera, so I had like maybe 8 or 10 batteries that I had to get rid of, and I could have used them for this one, but they're the wrong size, and that means I've only got one battery, which is going to be an issue later on. There's the camera, there's the battery. We'll undo that later, and also the obligatory strap, which I'm probably not going to be using. I'll leave that in the box. In fact, what we'll do is we'll put the book back in. Put the book back in the box as well. Right, so what we have here, mains charger plug thing, whatever, mains plug, and the charger itself only takes one battery. I'm probably going to buy a clone, and that will have 2 batteries, but I definitely need some more batteries. We'll have any I don't know how long these batteries last. There's the battery. It's got a little thing on the end of it to protect the connectors. And of course then we come on to the actual camera itself. Now there's two sorts. There's the completely black body, which is this, and then there's this one, which is the silver. It does remind me of the old style cameras, the old snap cameras. This has a flip up screen on the back there, so it's a flip up screen that will go down a little way, and that's as far as it will go. But it will also flip up like that, so ideal for vlogging, and you obviously can then have it this way round and hello everybody, welcome, blah blah blah, and all of that. Now this is the M6. There is a M5 which is slightly different in the fact that the actual screen itself flips downwards rather than up. Gets in the way of the tripod thing, the hole there. Battery goes in the bottom, in there, so it goes in there. Only goes in one way, I presume, and let's put that in. We might need to charge it up. There we go, so that's that. It's all plugged in, and there's an on and off switch on here. There's an on and off switch, so let's turn that on. See if we have any power. It doesn't look like we do have any. Obviously we haven't got the lens plugged in yet. But this has actually got a grip here, which is okay. It's got you can get your fingers on there. Bearing in mind that I'm going to be using this probably on a gimbal, so I'm not going to be holding the actual camera itself, so it will actually quite small compared to my Canon 700D, which was huge. This one's actually quite small. There is a flip up flash there, which obviously I'm a bit concerned about your fingers being on the back here, because the screen's here, and when you're holding it you've got your fingers on the screen. It's like, you're going to get finger marks all over that. So probably going to have to invest in a screen protector, I reckon. I didn't realise that you had nowhere to hold on this side. There's no grip on this side. There's only that side. And then even there you have your thumb will be over those controls. So I don't know if you can see that, but the controls on this side. You're holding the camera with your thumb and fingers. Your fingers are actually pressing the buttons. So it looks like the battery isn't charged. Now let's have a look at the lens whilst we're here, whilst we're doing the unboxing, and then we'll give you a quick overview when we've got the batteries charged. So again, this is the usual box, and quite expensive. Plastic thing, I don't know. I suppose it stops it from moving around. And we put that back in the box. I have ordered a UV lens, so like by way of a protector, so that it will protect the lens, front of the lens, because last time the shop said that one of the lenses had a scratch on it, and I think that wasn't there when I last looked. However, I can't prove anything. And why would they do that? I don't know. But obviously they wanted to devalue the price of it. So, and they probably did. So it's the usual. The lens cap on this end, and then the black cap on the other end, which in this case is a screw. So you just unscrew. So what we're going to do is unscrew the cap on the camera, and then that will give us the capacity to. Yeah, it looks like there's marks on that, like dirt marks. I don't know why there would be, but anyway, you line up the white dot, then rotate round, and it should lock into place. So it is 11-22, and there is a lock, so you can actually, there is a little lever on the lens there, which you pull forward, and then it will allow you to manually adjust the lens. Of course, it clicks into place when it doesn't, when you move it. So you've got to have two hands. You've got to have 3 hands for this. That's a bit awkward. So you can manually turn it from 11 to 22. Obviously the best thing to do is to ignore the lock it off at that, and then let the camera do the business. Should be autofocus, I think, and auto zoom. There's a button here. I'm not sure what that does, but I think it flips up the flash. Yeah, the lens is actually bigger than I thought it would be, and also it's quite heavy compared, and it's front heavy as well, so it's like front heavy at the moment with the lens on. So I'm thinking that the gimbal is going to have a really tough time to. It's actually really, it's surprisingly, for a mirrorless camera, it's quite heavy actually. To be honest, I didn't really expect it to be that heavy. I know I keep on saying heavy, but I didn't expect that. So now, don't forget, keep these safe, because you might need them again at some point. Anyway, there's the quick overview, the unboxing, and once we've got the battery charged up, we'll come back and give you a quick, we'll do a quick video. Now, also, the interesting thing, before we go, the interesting thing is that if you open up the side of it, there, I don't know if you see that, but there is a socket for a mic. Now, the mic cable, which I have, and then the Rode video mic, which somehow we're going to have to try and fix onto the camera somehow, because of there is a cold shoe mount there. However, when you have the cold shoe mounted and you try and flip up the screen, the cold shoe gets in the way of the mic gets in the way of the cold shoe. So there is a video on YouTube that's told me how the best way to do it, and what I'm going to try and do is trying to fix it onto this vacant spot down here, this vacant area on the camera, but it does mean that we're going to have to stick it on with some double-sided or Velcro, because otherwise there's nowhere really where you can put the actual microphone itself. In actual fact, I think this cable, you know, if you had the cable there, I'm going to have to get a shorter cable because this one's actually really long. Yeah. So we'll have to see, to play around with it and see what this is all about. Of course, there's various dials on here that I have no idea what they do at the moment. There is on this side, there is HDMI. It's mic and a mini USB on this side. So here's the test video. This is the Canon M6 with the Rode mic, and it's on a Joby tripod at the moment, so it's not stabilized, unfortunately. But that will be sorted out at some point. We're just going to do a quick zoom round and do some test footage. See what happens. And sort of see if we can get some output to have a look at. What I'm looking for is Jessop's. Going to pop into there. Certainly when you've got the small camera and the tripod and the gimbal, I'm not sure where it is now. Is it down? It's down this one, I think. This one has the Thai food shop, Thai restaurant, pharmacy, and hopefully the mic is picking up some really good audio. I think it's down here. See what video we get. If you get any good stuff, or if I need to adjust it. It looks a bit dark at the moment, coming into the, yeah. So probably going to have to sort that out. Now it should be down here. So, of course, because this is actually quite low down, you'll get in my chin. So really what it needs to be somewhere about there, which would be the same as my Xeon, same size as the Xeon. So, anyway, we're going to go into here. Right, well, there we go. That's the idea, is to have a vlogging camera other than the GoPro, which has served me very well. And of course I've got the Summon and the Git, so I've got 3 action camera type cameras, and I've also got my other Silver, which I'm repairing with a new lens. So that is something, you know, we've got backups now at least, but this hopefully this camera is going to become the main vlogging camera. But of course I need to get the gimbal sorted out for that as well before I can actually use it for real. But I am reasonably happy with that. It was a good deal, trading deal. I couldn't really resist it, and of course this one, the EOS M6, has had so many good reviews on the YouTube channels that there are a lot of videos out there. If you go and have a look at them, you'll see that they do recommend this one. And of course I could have gone for any of them. The Sony was another one I looked at, including the larger ones, the A6500. because I don't want to go too big, because then you have to have a bigger gimbal, and of course that becomes heavier when you're carrying it round, and I don't really want to go that far. Anyway, come back soon and we'll do an update version of the Canon EOS M6. But for now, bye for now.